Hi everyone, my name is Trisha Kumar and this is my YouTube channel called World of Data. So today we're going to talk about how to create the company database. So in this video basically I have already typed out everything because it is a really lengthy code, and it's the same syntax repeated again and again, so I figured why waste time, and I don't want you guys to feel like the video is boring. So let's start off with the explanation. This is the company database, which consists of 5 tables: employee, branch, client, works with, and branch supplier. So first we create the employee table, which contains employee ID, first name, last name, birthday, sex, salary, super ID, and branch ID. Now if you notice here, the employee table has super ID and branch ID as its foreign key. So now we haven't selected super id and branch id as its foreign key, because now we've created only employee, but we haven't created the other tables yet, so we can't create it as super id. So we're going to leave it as it is. Next we created the table branch, which contains branch id, branch name, manager id, manager start date, and it also makes the foreign key, that is manager id. It makes manager id as the foreign key. Now we are altering the employee table and making branch ID as the foreign key. Again, we're altering employee table to make the super ID as the foreign key. Sorry, I made an error here. As you know, I make a lot of errors. So yeah, here's the code for this. It says alter tables employee, add foreign key super ID. The reference for this is the employee ID. We add something every time we want to make a foreign key, we add something called on delete set null. I will explain more about on delete set null and on delete cascade in the upcoming videos. Now we are creating the client table, which contains client ID, client name, branch ID. It also has branch ID as the foreign key. Then we created the table works with, which contains employee ID, client ID, total sales, and employee ID and client ID are the foreign keys, and primary keys. Employee ID is also a foreign key and client ID is also a foreign key. I will explain the difference between on delete set null and on delete cascade later. Now we are creating the table branch supplier, which contains branch ID, supplier name, and supplier type. Primary key is the branch ID and supplier name, as in it contains two primary IDs, so it's a primary composite thing. And foreign key is the branch ID. After this, I have inserted all the information using insert into table name, values, which values you want to insert. So this is all the insertion values, which is again repeated syntax, so we don't need to get into that. It is the same syntax over and over again. Finally, select star from employee. This shows the employee table, what and all information we have inserted into it, and the final table looks like this. Contains employee ID, first name, last name, birthday, sex, salary, super ID, and branch ID. So it contains all the information that we require. The next one is the branch table, which contains branch ID, branch name, manager ID, and manager start date. This contains all the information that we've entered. Then this is the client table, which contains client ID, client name, and branch ID. Contains all the information that we've already entered. And now this is the works with table, which is contains employee ID, client ID, and total sales. Finally, the last one is the branch supplier table, which we have made, which contains branch ID, supplier name, and supplier type. So this is the entire the company database that we have already built. In the next video, I'll show you how to apply more basic queries onto this database. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys understood. Like, share, and subscribe.